Hello. All right, let's get started with some lettered beads. See if I can come up with some messages. Message for the collective, message for the collective, please. Message for the collective. Ooh, okay. Quite a lot. Okay. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Okay. 17. You may be seeing 1s and 7s. Of course, the number 17 refers to the star card in the tarot. Inspiration, hope, healing. Okay, let me read out the letters to you. UGWZDI, KKJN, CPAS, WOU. Okay. Message for the collective. What would you like the collective to know? What's the message for the collective? Okay. Okay, I'm seeing Queen of Wands. Queen of Cups. But okay. Yep, seeing the Queen of Wands as well. Wands energy, Cups energy, compassion. Compassion and passion. Water and fire. Water and fire. Water and fire energies. Okay. Kids. Someone may be a parent. Someone may wish to be a parent. That's one of your heart's desires. But that's okay. That makes me think of 6 of Cups. Parenting yourself, your inner child. That also makes me think kid. That means baby goat, right? Baby goat. Baby goat. Someone may be a hockey fan. That may be relevant for someone. Coping. Okay, coping. Coping mechanism. Okay, so that makes me think of devil energy. Like codependency, so addictions. Escapism versus presence. There's a really strong energy of addiction surfacing at this time. The ways in which our humans numb ourselves to avoid facing certain energies that don't make us feel good. So a lot of fears may be arising. Self-doubt, feelings of guilt, shame, self-criticism, self-judgment. these are opportunities. There's also a strong energy of extending compassion to ourselves. We already mentioned Queen of Cups. Compassion, non-judgment to ourselves. 2, yes, rest in the seat of non-judgment. To choose non-judgment over criticism. To choose non-judgment over self-punishment. Wiping the slate clean, okay, making me think, yes, the cleansing, the washing away of old patterns, limiting beliefs, stories. That no longer are relevant to the new stories that we are writing for ourselves. So transmutation energy. Starting fresh. Okay, the Fool card. Okay, I'm getting the lyrics, it's a new day, it's a new dawn. So I believe that song is Feeling Good. Michael Bublé does a version, also Nina Simone. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. So that conveys an energy of hope, optimism, hope. We already mentioned that in referencing the number 17 and the star. And that to maintain that energy during such a time of feeling uncertain. That can be quite the challenge, to maintain the vibration of hope and optimism. But perfection is not expected of you. What is your intention? What is in your heart? And what is the quality of that intention? What is the quality of your predominant frequency? Okay, duck. D-U-C-K. Duck. Someone may have a podcast or would like to start one. Okay, that makes me think of communication, throat chakra. Swords energy. Coincidences, well, more like synchronicities, right? Or God instances. Yeah, God instances, that's right. You're likely experiencing a lot of God incidences, delightful synchronicities. Wizard, so that makes me think of Merlin. The Hermit and Yeah, Merlin, the Hermit. Potentially King Arthur is relevant for someone. King Arthur, Avalon. But also this makes me think of your intelligence. Okay, more swords energy. You're very intellectual. And also very wise. Okay, I'm seeing the Sun. Okay, the Sun card, denoted by the number 19. Spock. Spock. Is there a character named Spock? Is it Mr. Spock in Star Trek? Okay, Spock. He was very intelligent, wasn't he? Mr. Spock, very intelligent. You may be treating yourself to foot soaks, giving yourself at-home pedicures. Okay, so focusing on self-care. Did we mention self-care already? No, compassion. Let's look up. Okay, I'm gonna look up Spock for some reason. Okay, so he's just known as Spock, all right. Spock is a fictional character in the Star Trek media franchise portrayed by Leonard Nimoy. He is one of the 3 central characters in the original Star Trek series, alongside Captain James T. Kirk, played by William Shatner, and Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy, played by DeForest Kelley. On that series, Spock served as first officer and science officer of the Starship Enterprise. Spock's mixed human Vulcan heritage serves as an important plot element in many of the characters' appearances. As one of the most popular Star Trek characters, Spock has made return appearances in many later installments of the franchise. So, potentially, you may identify as being a hybrid of mixed heritage. But I mean, in terms of being from the stars. A being of the stars, incarnated. Perhaps being an extraterrestrial. Resonates with you. That you have extraterrestrial heritage. And I'm going to just look up some qualities of ducks. Ducks. Because didn't we mention ducks? Am I imagining things? Yes, I did. Okay. I wrote it down here. Ducks symbolize adaptability, emotional balance, nurturing, and the ability to navigate life's changes with grace. Okay. Ducks are closely tied to the element of water, representing emotions, intuition, and the subconscious. Their ability to glide on the surface while paddling beneath symbolizes graceful adaptation to life's challenges. Makes me also think of the swan. Swans. Their ability to glide on the surface while paddling beneath symbolizes graceful adaptation to life's challenges, encouraging you to handle emotional and situational shifts calmly while doing the necessary work behind the scenes, doing the inner work. Observing, we mentioned the hermit. Observing ducks can remind you to explore your emotional depths without being overwhelmed, maintaining balance and clarity in your inner life. So, adaptability. Adaptability to changes and challenges. Ducks remind us to find joy in simple pleasures and appreciate the abundance in everyday life. Different duck colors carry additional spiritual meanings. White ducks symbolize purity and clarity. Black ducks represent mystery and protection, and mallard ducks signify balance and resourcefulness. Ducks also appear in folklore and spiritual traditions as bridges between the physical and spiritual worlds. I'm getting a lot of that in my readings lately. Bridging the physical and spiritual, demonstrating the interconnectedness of all things. Okay, symbolizing emotional fortitude, marital fidelity, interesting, and spiritual guidance. Okay, so there is an energy of hope here as well. Ducks symbolize emotional balance, staying buoyant and composed amidst life's challenges. Teamwork is also mentioned here. Trusting your instincts, your intuition, in appreciating the small things, the mundanities of life. And so much of those synchronicities and God incidences happen, right? During those mundane moments, turning the mundane magical. Was there anything else? Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's see what other messages want to come through. Already, okay, over 19 minutes, okay. Where? More messages for the collective? The illusion of stillness and inactivity. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes. Seeing isn't always believing. So you may be in hermit mode now, the hanged man phase. It's a transitional time. This is the sacred pause, the incubation period. Was there one more from here? Oh, okay, yeah. This makes me think of, well, we mentioned kids, baby goats, the Six of Cups. A dream is a wish your heart makes. I'll read. So this is a song title, A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes, from Walt Disney's Cinderella, the 1950 version. And this song is sung to Cinderella, by Cinderella, to her animal friends, to never stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming. So that makes me think that potentially there are this energy, I'm feeling this energy as well, of this energy of wanting to give up. But there's a part of you, that knowing part of you, that knows that this is possible, that it is indeed happening, that your wishes and dreams are being realized. During this time of stillness, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes. Seeing isn't always believing. But yes, your human self, the part of you that is so used to looking at the physical world, looking for evidence of progress. It doesn't have the capability of looking beyond surfaces, of looking beyond appearances. There's so much more happening. This is the spirit animal. I have the pocket edition. Which animal has a message for the collective? Which animal has a message for the collective, please? Hawk spirit, okay. Number 32, let spirit be your guide. You may be seeing a lot of different kinds of birds. And I opened it. I opened the guidebook to crow spirit, yet another bird, and crow spirit is denoted by the number 17, which we mentioned earlier. Keywords here: co-create with spirit. Let spirit be your guide. Reminder that you are not alone, that you have so much spiritual support. You're realizing your dreams, your heart's dreams, alongside spirit, your spirit team, higher self, your inner child, whatever term you use. Okay, let's read about the hawk spirit. Let spirit be your guide. Flying high above the landscape, the hawk sees both the big picture and the small details and doesn't miss anything, whereas our human mind's, the logical mind, often looks at the smaller details, not zooming out to see the wider picture, that there is a grander plan. When Hawk Spirit arrives, you are called to pay close attention to messages from Spirit that can appear anywhere in any form. Listen to your intuition and keep your eyes open for meaningful coincidences. We mentioned the word coincidence, didn't we? Yes. And I modified it, excuse me, from coincidences to God incidences. Keep your eyes open for meaningful coincidences. Hawk Spirit asks you not to dismiss the signs that Spirit is sending to guide you. Lately, have you been hearing the same word or song, or coming across the same symbol, such as have you been seeing hawks repeatedly? As an example, pay attention to the animals that appear for you and connect with their symbolism. Spirit wants to communicate and reaches out again and again. When a Hawk Spirit appears, it is a sign to listen. Are you noticing red flags? Perhaps saying to yourself, "Oh, what pretty flags," and giving them no more thought? Hawk Spirit has arrived to tell you to listen to the messages from Spirit. Take the time to observe the patterns you are seeing and do not dismiss your intuition, even if the messages you receive are not supported by evidence in the physical world. My goodness. And this message here, yeah, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes. Seeing isn't always believing. Spirit loves you so much and does not want you to get hurt, but to align with Spirit's plan for your highest good. Listen and follow the signs and check your motives if you are being selective with your hearing. All right. Was there one more animal with a message? Okay. Wombat Spirit. Okay, number 68. Be at home. Okay, that makes me think of the message of belonging, feeling safe. 68. Burrowing deep into the ground, remaining safe, sound, and well-fed with family is a special trait of the wombat. Home sweet home is always available if you recognize that well-being is the truth of life. Wombat Spirit reminds you that to be truly at home in the world, you need to find comfort within your own skin. You do this by accepting all your experience without judgments, and we talked about non-judgment earlier. You do this by accepting all your experience without judgment through a deep honesty and love of life. When you feel the freedom to be yourself, you can begin to truly feel at home in your life with your family and tribe. Right now, you're in a beautiful place where you can hang up the coat of your identity and settle in to a true sense of home and well-being, understanding that all is well. Everything you do from this place rings true in harmony with Spirit. Could it be that you're not feeling comfortable in your own skin? Well, wow, my throat chakra. Could it be that you're not feeling comfortable in your own skin, thinking that the only way you can be with others is to hide under the protection of a mask or identity you created to protect yourself from getting hurt? So, Makes me think of coping mechanisms. Hiding as a coping mechanism, as a way to protect yourself from being hurt, from being judged. This mask or persona is supposed to make you look strong, but it really just robs you of your integrity. Wombat spirit arrives to nudge you to drop the false masks, because it is not others who will hurt you now. Self-betrayal, right? It is you who are hurting yourself when you aren't being authentic. It's okay though. You can course correct if you are willing to be yourself no matter what comes. Even if others are not in agreement with your authenticity, you are safe with Spirit. Spirit never judges you. Spirit never judges us. And that is one of the lessons that we are learning during this human experience. Undergoing this tremendous transformation to practice non-judgment towards ourselves and each other. It's not the same as, condoning or just dropping all of your boundaries. That is not the same thing. Everyone is here with a dream in their heart. We can pull back and see the bigger picture. We can choose to do that. And to allow each soul to live out their journeys as they see fit, to make their own choices, just as we would want that same consideration for ourselves. That we don't have to make someone else's choices and even our own, good, bad, right, or wrong. And to the logical mind, it doesn't make sense. But it's because the logical mind is a product of the 3D matrix of limitation. Of duality. We are bridging the spiritual and material, learning to be human while being, in essence, an expression and extension of Source. We can witness duality, experience duality, indeed that we came here to experience duality, to experience being human and being physical. But we're more than what we've come to understand ourselves to be in this physical world. We're more than this physical reality. And we're able to tap into other dimensions, the hidden realms, the unseen. And that is where dreams are first seeded before they come into form. This is the Herbal Astrology Pocket Oracle. Is there anything from this deck that wants to impart a message to the collective? Oh, we have two. Okay, the first one is number 44, Valerian Acceptance. Look at this image. Makes me think of star beings, And we also have 22. Wow, look at the double digits here. 44, 22. Okay, and this, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. I'll just do it phonetically. Jurgon Sasha, transfiguration. Okay, yeah, this makes me look at, it looks like the Tower card. And transmutation, seeing the snake. Kundalini awakening. Okay, let's read about Valerian. It's the first time I've seen this, I believe. That's Valerian 44. Okay, the upright meanings of Valerian: acceptance, order, loosening, acceptance, embracing imperfection, persistence, flow. The astrological ruler is Neptune. Okay, this, it can go quite long, so let's just skip to the guidance. Valerian supports us by widening our trigger points and helping us to zoom out. Okay, I think I actually used that term, zoom out, while I was speaking earlier. And helping us to seeing the bigger picture, right? Helping us to zoom out of a situation that might be overloading you with anxiety or stress. Remember, go easy on yourself. Yes. Remember, go easy on yourself and don't push yourself too hard to meet goals. Valerian remedies the internal parts of ourselves that can embody mouse energy when we're overly analytical and judgmental. There's that word again. I'm telling you, the energy is strong here. If you're noticing you're human being extra judgmental at this time, it's happening for a reason. It is not coming up to point an accusing finger at you. This is happening for a reason. These are opportunities for us to zoom out, to see the bigger picture, to rise above the physical, the duality. Realizing our multi-dimensional nature, our oneness with spirit, the divine, the vibration, frequency of unconditional love. We can choose non-judgment. It is what it is, I'm getting. It doesn't have to be labeled right, wrong, good, bad. The mind, the human mind, it's going to do that, right? Because it's on automatic. Oh, it's been trained so well. It's been programmed very well. And that doesn't need to be judged either. It's doing what it was built to do. That's part of the game here. That's part of the human experience. And we have the opportunity to choose to rise above the limited matrix and choose something different. To choose expansiveness, freedom, to realize that that is our true essence already. So this is a journey of self-realization, of self-remembering. Okay, let me go back. I'm interrupting myself, but if it's coming, it's popping in my mind. I gotta say it, man. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget. Okay, Valerian remedies the internal parts of ourselves that can embody mouse energy when we're overly analytical and judgmental in high trigger mode. Yes, very triggering time right now. It's all happening for a reason. You are not alone. We are not alone. They're all rising to the surface to be liberated into the light. We don't have to hold on to this. We don't have to let whatever thoughts that arise within us during this very triggering time, we don't need to identify with those thoughts, feelings, emotions. We are so much more than the thoughts that pass through our mind, even what we feel. And that might be for highly sensitive people who feel so deeply. We are even more than our feelings. The message here is to take measure. Although your foundation can be established with great order, there is a certain amount of flow needed in order to enjoy creativity and growth. Don't exhaust yourself in the details. Embrace your imperfections. Embrace your imperfections. Okay, self-love, self-love. Strong feminine energy, nurturing energy. To relax, rest. Okay. Okay, how about, wow, more than 41 minutes, but let's look at transfiguration. I think it's significant because that's what's happening right now in the collective. All right. 22, Jurgon Sasha, transfiguration, upright. Unforeseen change. Okay, I've been noticing this energy as well lately in my readings, to expect the unexpected. Unforeseen change, breakdown, transfiguration, poison transmuted. Yes, we mentioned transmutation, right? Transmuting, lower vibrating energies, liberating them into the light of love, awareness. Okay, poison transmuted, evil neutralized, rising from the ashes. Yes, the phoenix symbolism. Let's skip to the guidance. Watch your back. Jurgon Sasha represents radical change and breakdown. This card can mean that someone or something is harming your energy. Interesting. But I'm thinking swords energy, right? It's our mind. The old patterns. The old stories. If this applies to you, remember that the darkest of energies that bring crisis or unforeseen changes can be transmuted into benevolence. Even the strongest of poisons can be medicine. The first step in neutralizing is recognition. Yep, liberating into the light of awareness. The second step is removing fear and insecurity, and the third step is reconstruction of the self, and that is what is happening. Old stories are dissolving. We are rewriting or writing a brand new story for ourselves. Examine your life from a third-person perspective. Draw upon, okay, again, this advice to draw back or zoom out, right? Zoom out, see the bigger picture. Examine your life from a third-person perspective. Draw upon universal forces to transmute the environment, people, or situations that are depleting your life force. Okay, so let's just briefly, if it's possible, go to Tarot. Which one? Which one? This one. The Psychic Tarot. And look at that. Speaking of the Tower, transfiguration, unexpected changes, the Tower. In this deck, they call it disruption. This is the Psychic Tarot. I think I already said that. Okay. Sacral fire, the phoenix rising from the ashes. Also, creativity, we touched on that, I think. Creativity, communication, self-expression, suffering in silence, the Nine of Swords, catastrophizing, expecting the worst. Those are some of the patterns that are being liberated into the light. The story, the old story that life is all about suffering. Harmony is being restored. This is the Lover's card. Makes me think of duality. We talked briefly on duality, I believe. Yep, the balancing of energies. The integration of shadow and light. Masculine, feminine. Balance is happening. It may not seem that way. The ego. The ego may think, you are being delusional. Where's the evidence? It looks like things are falling apart. Well, how do we build a strong, firm foundation on sullied, unstable soil? We got to firm up that foundation first. Build it from the ground up. With new foundations, not using the same old bricks. Obstacles and challenges. Transmutation energy. The phoenix rising from the ashes. Rest and rejuvenate. Yes. This is a time to be gentle, kind on yourself. Rest, rejuvenate. Recover from the exhaustion of experiencing cycles and cycles of disappointment, pain, suffering. Destiny. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Yep. Makes me look at the illusion of stillness and inactivity. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes. The wheel is turning. It is not at a standstill. Discontent and boredom. This is the Four of Cups. Yeah, you're not the same person anymore. And this fell on the sacral. Yep, stand your ground. Listen to your intuition. Seven of Wands. Conflict and defeat. Five of Swords. Stand your ground. The Empress. Strong message, yes, of nurturing yourself, extending compassion to yourself, getting as grounded as you can. And yes, nurturing your feminine energy, resting during this time of recovery. A lot of mental conflict, emotional conflict. Yeah, emotional loss, Five of Cups. Such a strong energy of getting over disappointment, cycles of disappointment. And let's face it, the spiritual path has a lot of that. So many disappointments. But that's just one perspective, right? When we zoom out, we know that there's a grander plan. But there's such a strong tendency on the part of, well, we're being human, of looking for physical evidence. And when they do not show up, we think that, well, that we're failing. and that causes us more suffering. And we judge ourselves, and we also judge source. Ooh. Okay, this is movement, choices, decisions. What would you like to say about? I believe this is a 2 of Pentacles. Movement, choices, decisions. Memories of love. This is the 6 of Cups. We mentioned that. Yeah, choosing from a place of joy rather than fear, the fear of scarcity. What makes you feel good? Positive movement forward, yeah. The illusion of stillness and inactivity, yeah. Positive moves are being made on your behalf. Okay, it's already almost over 50 minutes. Wow, okay. This is a 6 of Pentacles, I believe. Material and spiritual prosperity. Wisdom. This is a Hierophant. Okay. And yeah, so likely we did mention throat chakra communication. And whenever I get this card using this deck, it looks like this person is a public speaker. So we did mention podcasting as an example, as a possibility. But yes, seeing the Hierophant. So you could be doing something in the spiritual arena, or just being a mentor of some kind, sharing your wisdom. Maybe, yes, being a guide, advising others, using your communication skills. And yeah, the number 5 makes me look at the Hawk card. Let spirit be your guide. Speaking of guides, yeah. And that may be part of your destiny, to be a guide for others. Since you've experienced so much on your human journey, gained a lot of knowledge, gained a lot of wisdom. But also, I mentioned the Hawk spirit because it's a number 32, which reduces 2 of 5. And the Hierophant is denoted by the number 5. Okay, seeing things from a higher perspective. Knowing that there is a grander plan, even when there's no physical evidence. That's part of the wisdom. It can be so triggering for the human, though. The logical mind, what? Yeah. Okay. How shall we end it, Spirit? Let's end it how? Can we go to an oracle? Okay, earth magic. Closing message. Fog veiled. Okay, seeing beyond the veil is what I'm getting. Okay, let's. How is this book organized? page 65. Fog is simply a low cloud, a blanket of water crystals that hasn't gained the density of raindrops. The thicker it is, the more it shrouds us in its damp and billowy arms. It can be so thick that it makes it nearly impossible to see directly in front of us. During those times, silence makes its own sound as we pause and allow ourselves to be enveloped in this shroud of impenetrable density. We may even feel as if we can do nothing but be still and await what is to be revealed. And yeah, we mentioned that this is a sacred pause. I think we mentioned the Hanged Man as well. This is a gestation period, incubation period, transitional period. Oh, so many words. Okay. Yet even within the thickest fog, we can be assured that it will eventually burn off as the sun's rays infiltrate the veil. And we did mention the sun. That's one of the... Yeah, the sun. Oh, and I wrote down this word wise. Yes, wise stood out, and there's wisdom. The wise one, Hierophant. Yet even within the thickest fog, we can be assured that it will eventually burn off as the sun's rays infiltrate the veil. Once they do so, we can anticipate how the light and warmth will bring us welcome relief from the cold. Did we use the word warm? No. I think I saw the word warm, but I didn't write it down. I just wrote Queen of Cups, Compassionate, Queen of Wands. Okay. As the sun continues to disperse the fog, our surroundings become illuminated, and we have the opportunity to continue onward. Okay. You are enmeshed in confusion and uncertainty and are unsure if it will ever clear up. This is not the best time to make decisions, particularly in major ones. Okay, so we already received the message of resting. Know that this foggy veil will eventually dissolve. Although there may be ways you are unconsciously contributing to this state, the greater truth is that this is simply a cycle you are moving through. Yes. And like all things, this too shall pass. Make me think of, yes, what we touched on earlier, wiping the slate clean, transmutation, starting fresh. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Allow yourself to feel confused. Allow yourself to feel confused. Yes. Allow yourself to feel confused. In fact, decide to be confused. Interesting. Decide to be confused. Yeah, being present. Allowing. Instead of trying to escape. Yes, just becoming aware of it. Decide to be confused. This is a more empowering approach, right? Deciding, knowing that you are deciding, the agent of decision. Decide to be confused. No matter what attempts you make right now to make things happen or move in any specific direction out of impatience or frustration, you risk only creating more confusion and uncertainty. So yeah, basically embracing confusion. Sounds so counterintuitive, right? For the logical mind, for sure. So be still and patient. Wait for that first glimmer of awareness to lift the veil so that you can see the choices before you more clearly and can then choose to align yourself with the will of spirit. Yes. Rest, rest, rest. The fog will clear. All right. I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much. Take care.